So guys, you've clicked on this video to figure out whether or not you might be having a spiritual awakening. And here are some really clear signs that indicate that you probably are going to have a spiritual awakening. One really good sign is you clicked on this video. You should stick around for what should you do. If you want to have a spiritual awakening, or if you just think that maybe something's happening, or this video stood out to you for whatever reason and you felt you needed to check it out, those feelings, the feeling is what it's all about. What's up, you guys? My name is Mitch, and I help make spirituality practical so that you can apply it to manifest your dreams. That might be one of the reasons you want to figure out whether or not you're having a spiritual awakening, to understand manifestation. I'm going to break it down into one nutshell before I go into this. And this is going to help you understand technically what it is. Spirituality is where you stop looking at life through a keyhole. You start to expand in yourself. You don't grow wings and fly away to other planets or gain magical wizard powers like telekinesis because you don't really need to. Spirituality is that deep realization. It's got to do with feeling. So we have two main ways of processing information, right? It's our thinking, our logical mind, like what's happening next kind of thing. And the other one is feeling. Now, a lot of us don't pay much attention to feeling because it seems maybe too hypersensitive and things. That's not what it's really about. It's actually a very powerful tool, your emotions. And the spiritual awakening is gaining access to controlling those feelings, and you can start to live a way more empowered life. You can start to do things you never knew were possible. Like I said, it's not about magically moving things, but it's about actually the life itself and what you can have in it and how you can shift things that the spiritual awakening starts to make you aware of. So the first one is emptiness. You might be feeling a sense of emptiness. You might be feeling like everything you do is pointless. The meaning of it or the value of it just isn't there. What is it all for? We don't know. If you're feeling that sense of emptiness, like just nothing brings anything in, I'm going to tell you something that you might get a shock from. I loved it when I heard it. And it was, you've already achieved things you said would make you happy. And you're kind of like, but I'm still not happy. That might be true, but I still don't feel it. You've already done things you said would make you feel accomplished. But emptiness is where you're at. Very good sign that you're close to a spiritual awakening. Nothing to fear, by the way. Spiritual awakening is not something you should be scared of. In fact, it's releasing that fear. Next is passionless. You might feel like no matter what you put your heart and soul into, comes and turns to ash, means nothing, it's got no value. It's a good sign as well that you are close to your spiritual awakening. So I'll tell you, with my spiritual awakening, I lost all passion for everything too. As you can see by where I'm at, I'm a musician. This is my studio, and this is the place where I come to do my spiritual videos, to work on music. This is my space to be me. The most authentic version of me. And that's partly what spiritual awakening is as well, is authenticity. And we'll see it in your passionless state where you're like, I just feel like there's nothing exciting. There's nothing worth doing because it all amounts to nothing. It's a good sign. Next, dreaming is better. What I mean by that is you look forward to climbing into bed at night, closing your eyes and just turning off from the day. Your dreams, you might have some little glimpse of happiness you get to experience. And that's why you can't wait to go to sleep, because your daily life seems grey, and dreaming or not being here feels like color. It's a very good sign that you're close to your spiritual awakening. Next is everything's falling apart. Spiritually, we call this the illusion of control, right? And it's the point where you start to realize that control is an illusion. But what it feels like is, I try so hard and it gets nowhere. It amounts to nothing. That is the whole feeling that's hinting to you you're close to a spiritual awakening. When it feels like no matter how hard you try, it all amounts to nothing, and if you had to let go of everything, it would all come crashing down, it's a good sign. Next, and this is probably the last point that you'll get to. So if any of you are feeling this, just know the spiritual awakening is right around the corner. It feels like the end. That feeling of like, am I going to die? You might even start questioning it. I feel like nothing happens after this. I feel like I once could see myself doing something and now it's just nothingness. No matter what I do, it all amounts to nothing. It feels like my relationships are all falling apart. That kind of feel like the end energy is a very good sign. What should you do? This is kind of the whole question is, yes, you might be feeling one or many of these things. They're all valid. Even one of them is a clear sign. Like I said, clicking on this video is a clear sign. What should you do? Well, I'm going to help you understand what the spiritual awakening is. So all you should do is listen. But essentially what it is we move from metacognition into meta-mood. Now that's the psychological term. Metacognition is awareness of our own thoughts, and meta-mood is awareness of our emotions. Awareness is the overarching statement when it comes to what spirituality is in the first place. It's being aware. It's not about thinking we're better than anyone. It's not about that at all. It's actually thinking that we're all equal. Now, what you should do is allow the things creating this emptiness, the fear of what might happen, the fear of the unknown, this uncertainty that's living inside of you, let it in. Let it take you. Be like, I give up, come at me, bro. Like that feeling of like, and even if you get hurt, be prepared. Like, say, I'm prepared now to be hurt, do what you have to do. That feeling that you come to a decision of, that feeling inside of you that's aligned with, I surrender, I give up, I'm not playing this game anymore, I can't keep doing this, I am done, I'm out of the game. That is when these things will come in and they will take away the part of you feeling empty, passionless, dreaming is better, so you want to be asleep, everything falling apart and like it's the end. It comes and removes all of that. It does its job. You must understand all of these have intention. These experiences are meaningful. They're all happening for a reason. So I want you to realize that firstly, let it go. Let go of everything. Let it do it. Even if you think like it's all going to fall apart, if you have to let go, let it fall apart. Like, not my monkey, not my circus anymore. I need to become okay. This is what starts to happen. You release. You give up. It's that giving up energy of like, I surrender. And what you're going to notice first is, I feel calm. That will be your first sign into, is this a spiritual awakening? That's the start of it. You feel calm. You feel free. You feel energetic. You start to feel like the last bit of your authentic self is alive and the rest is gone. And it's about time that it happens, that you start to rebuild yourself now in the lights of the spiritual way of thinking. So if you want to see more on what to do once you've had your spiritual awakening, leave this video a like so I know I'll make that video, and when it comes out you guys can see it. So don't forget to subscribe for that. But what starts to happen is you realize this, after that like release, oh wow, it's all gone. All of the things I was missing are back. That's your sign. That's what you got to do. Let go. Next is realizing this whole world, people, places and things are only a mirror. Everything is a reflection of you. So we've heard this saying, treat others the way you wish to be treated. We're going to take that a step further, and I'm going to say treat yourself the way you want others to treat you. When you realize, hold on, I'm treating myself this way, you'll only tolerate certain things. That's part of what to do. You'll start to realize everything's a reflection. How you're treating yourself is how others are treating you at the deepest level. If you think about it, you can lie with your mouth. You can be dishonest with what you say, but you can't be dishonest to yourself about how you feel. The spiritual awakening is realizing that there is always an emotional consequence for everything, and it's unavoidable. It's linked to truth. Now what happens is you start to gain control of your emotions, and what that does is start to call upon a different version of life that matches your new emotions. And it's by letting go of everything that you think this world consists of that you gain access to that power. Surrender control and then you get it. So we often think like this, and you probably think like this if this is all resonating with you, is we think we have to have certain things, maybe it's a circumstance, income, partner, whatever, so that I can do the things that I want to do. And then ultimately having those things and doing the things allows me to be the version of me I want to be. That's completely wrong. That's what leads to this. Because then how you are, who you are, is your feeling. At the core of anything you do, think about it for a second. At the core of anything you do, at the core and heart of it, is to feel a certain way. That's why you'll do something, is to feel a certain way. So it's a wrong way of thinking, because then how you feel is determined by everything around you. What if you flip that on its head and say, I'm just going to be inside, like emotionally in myself, the version of me that I want to be? Then I can do the things that that version of me does, and I can have the things that that version of me has. That's the flip. That's the flip side. That's like the spiritual awakening happened. That's the reality you start to wake up to, is realizing you have all the control. and you've been giving it away. So I'm going to show you just how powerful you actually are with this one exercise. Imagine being in the situation, in the house of your dreams, having the car of your dreams, the bank account number of your dreams, then having the partner of your dreams, the person you want ultimately, even if it's not your partner right now, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, maybe it's the best version of them. Think about having the best version, and do this while I'm telling you. And then think about being where you ultimately want to be in life. Okay, circumstances, time, family, everything. Think about the perfect version of your life you could possibly imagine. And what would that be like? Type it in the comments if you want. What would that be like? And once you've typed it in, or once you've found it in your head, I want to show you something quite funny. It didn't come in the form of words. It wasn't like, it will be cool. That's not what happened. It didn't come in the form of anything other than emotion. It wasn't thought, it wasn't words, it was a feeling. What's the difference between the feeling you've just created in that exercise and the feeling you're having in every moment? There isn't one. You've just changed how you felt with your thoughts alone. Your imagination just changed how you feel. So it's not stuck by circumstance. You can stop saying someone or something made me feel this way. No, you allowed yourself to feel that way because of the value you assigned to that type of behavior. So you can see it's a whole loop. We're getting rid of the loop now, and it's a straight shot to where we want to go. That feeling that you've just created, live it now. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with saying, okay, this is my state of self, and fully embodying and accepting that feeling? Because clearly what you're doing ain't working. So that feeling is what's going to start manifesting for you. That's what manifestation is. So you start to go, I feel good. Then the world says, oh, okay, well, the universe says you feel good. Here's a reflection of that. Like I said, this is all a reflection. So these are the signs and what to do if you're having a spiritual awakening. If you like this content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see when I release a new video, like the one we discussed about what to do after the awakening. And I'd love to see you guys on my subscriber list. I hope to see you in the next video too. Thanks for watching, and mad love.